Clone troopers. They wear armor. Sometimes. And sometimes their armor can get pretty interesting. In this video, I'm going to look at every clone trooper I can find and rank them in a tier list based on their armor. But before we begin, I want to make it clear that this video isn't meant to be taken super seriously. So please don't crucify me in the comments if I put your favorite clone trooper in F tier. All right, with that out of the way, let's get started. We have a lot of clone troopers to get through, so let's just dive right in and start with the standard phase 1 clone trooper. Obviously, there's not a lot going on with this guy. He looks cool, but that's just because he is a clone trooper and all of them look cool. There isn't too much to talk about with him. He doesn't have anything crazy going on, but he also doesn't have anything just like abysmal about his design. So I think it's fair to put him just right in the middle of the pack at C tier, okay? I have to be a lot more harsh with this list because we have so many clones to rank. C tier, essentially for this list, is just average, middle of the pack, middle tier, okay? Next up, we have the phase 2 clone trooper, and I would say that the phase 2 clone trooper is, in fact, better than the phase 1 by a little bit. I think that it's all in the helmet with the phase 2, and that helmet really does do a lot. I love how the helmet is like a medium like point when it comes to clone trooper and stormtrooper. I love how this helmet kind of bridges that gap. I've always thought that was super cool and super creative, and so for that, this one has to be slightly above the standard phase 1 trooper. All right, we've got the ARF trooper. I think he looks cool. I don't know if I like the ARF trooper as much as the other two though. So I think that it gets, especially when there's no other additional stuff on it. I mean, this one does have like 2 lines on the top of the head, but there's not much else about this guy that I would say is particularly remarkable. So I'm just gonna put him at C tier, and we'll call that good. All right. Clone Gunner. You know what? I love the Clone Gunner. Shout out to anyone else who had the old Lego battle pack that came with the Clone Gunner. That's a deep cut for probably a lot of you, but shout out to all my homies living in 2009 who got their mom to buy them this Lego set. But yeah, the Clone Gunner, I think he's awesome. I think that he's better than the standard phase 1 clone trooper, but I mean, he's still fairly basic. He's got a little bit going on the head and a little bit going on his torso, but like not much else. He's got like the shoulder pads, but I don't know. He's basic, but he's basic in a good way. I enjoy his design, but I don't know if I enjoy it enough to surpass the phase 2 clone. All right, hear me out on this one, okay? There aren't any real good photos of this guy on Google. I mean, there are like people who've like modded him into like Battlefront and like fan art and stuff, but I didn't want to take anyone's fan art, so this is just a photo of the Lego minifigure of it. But this is supposed to be the phase 2 gunner, and he looks cool. I'd say that he's cooler than the phase 1, despite being plastic and a Lego. But yeah, so just bear with me. We don't have a budget for this video. This is the best I can do, okay? All right, next up we have the yellow clone commander, I believe. I'm gonna get corrected in the comments for butchering just half of the names in this. There isn't much going on with him. Like he's got the yellow, but unfortunately I don't love yellow on clone armor. I just think it kind of blends in too much with the white. He's better than your standard clone, but I don't know if I'd put him much higher. Same goes for the clone sergeant. I think that the green looks cool. I like how it's like kind of an olive green, but I don't know. There isn't too much to say about him for me. I don't know. I like how we have not even gotten out of C tier yet. Well, that's all going to change because this clone is going to B tier. I love the look of the clone lieutenant. I know that he's not like a 501st clone, but he just blue. When it comes to clone troopers and the color blue, I really like the look of it. and this guy looks awesome. Same goes for red. I love the red look as well. So these two finally managed to be our first two B tier clone troopers. All right. Next up, we have just a fairly standard clone commando. It's the first commando on this list. I promise there are more, so don't get worried when I put it in B tier. I'm sorry. It's better than what we've had so far, but this one's just kind of a basic design for the clone commando, and there are better clone commandos coming up on this list. But yeah, I do like the design for the clone commando. I think it's unique. I think it is a cool homage kind of back to Phase 1. They still look like they kind of retain the Phase 1 look, but kind of like a more modernized version of it. It looks sweet. Moving on to the clone training attire. And, you know, I think that this, I mean, I'm going to be honest, I am not the biggest fan of it, okay? I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that it shows the face. And I know why they did it, because, I mean, obviously it's training, it's to give them more visibility in universe, but also it's to, in the context of the show, I think it's to help humanize the clones that we're following, because this armor appears in an episode where we're following a specific squad of clone troopers, and so it's cool to see their expressions and to see the way that they play off one another. But when it comes to armor, especially compared to like the actual armor that most clones wear, I think that it's definitely one of the weaker ones, and it's probably intentionally weaker. I mean, it would be kind of funny if the training armor looked cooler than like normal clone armor, but yeah, I don't know. It looks okay, but I think that the outfit's kind of busy and just doesn't look quite as cool as your typical clone trooper armor. Bomb Squad Trooper. I love the Bomb Squad Trooper. I know that I've brought up Legos a lot, but my cousin had the Lego set with the Bomb Squad Troopers in it, and I was always so jealous because they just look so cool. I love the orange. I like the way that like it makes this little like diamond pattern on the front of the helmet. And I mean, in universe, they're just cool. This guy goes to B tier for me. I can't say that I love the original design for the Bomb Squad Trooper, though. It kind of gives me Penguin vibes a little bit. These guys feel like they'd be waddling through the battlefield, and I could see why they ended up not going with this design. It's just not very good, and it's gonna be our first F tier. It doesn't look very good. I don't know. It's not very intimidating. It doesn't feel like it'd be very practical. I get that they wanted like to kind of thicken it up because, you know, these guys are dealing with bombs, but I don't know. I like what they ended up going with more than this. All right. I know that a lot of you have been waiting for this one. We have Commander Cody, Phase 1. And you know what? He gets to be A tier. Commander Cody looks awesome. I think the cool thing about this design is that it came after his Revenge of the Sith design, and so they kind of took elements from his Phase 2 armor and put it into the Phase 1. And it just looks cool, and I like how he still has the visor and a lot of the markings and whatever. But I will say they couldn't beat the Phase 2 version of Commander Cody. Like, come on, he looks so freaking cool. First of all, he has more orange on him, more markings. Just the Phase 2 helmet just looks cool. I like the way that the visor looks on his Phase 2 helmet a little bit more. And obviously, I'm a little bit biased because this scene is just super iconic. But yeah, I don't know. You can't really beat Phase 2 Cody. Same goes for the version of Commander Cody in the Bad Batch. He essentially is the same as Phase 2 Commander Cody, but I'm going to put him a little bit lower. He still is A tier because he has a lot of the same markings and whatnot. But it's just not Commander Cody without orange. And I know that that's kind of the point of this version of his armor. It's supposed to be drained of the color because the Empire's evil and they don't want people to be individuals, right? Like, unlike in the Republic. And so I get narratively why his armor's gray, but I like the look of the orange a lot more. So I'm going to put this in below the other three, but all of them are A tier. I just think that this one is high A tier, whereas these ones are probably just more A tier. All right, next up we have the Phase 1 212th Trooper, and I think that he looks pretty cool. I'd put him probably at the same level as these two. This version is higher, probably. I'd probably put this one in a high B tier. All right, we have the airborne trooper. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not the biggest fan of airborne troopers. I like the armor itself, so maybe it's not quite like a D tier, but it definitely is kind of a C tier for me. I don't love the helmet. I just think it looks a little bit chunky, but I don't know. I think it's kind of a middle of the pack C tier a little bit for me. Waxer and Boyle, let's put them in B tier. Yeah, I think that they're both B tier. I mean, they're not much different from the standard phase 1 to 12th, but yeah, they look cool. We also have a little look at them both in their phase 2 armor at some point, and I think that I like the designs they have on their helmet. I think we also get another quick look. They both wore ARF trooper attire with like this cool like sandy camouflage. I think that this one probably gets a high C tier. We have another ARF trooper. This one isn't quite as cool as the camo, but it still has like some stuff going on. His armor's got a little bit more going on. He's a higher ranking clone, so I'm willing to put this guy in B tier. I think B tier is fair for him. We finally have another clone commando, and this guy looks pretty sick. I think that he gets to be at the top of B tier. Underwater clones. These guys are really interesting to me because they don't look like most other clones. I mean, they look a little bit like the ARF troopers, but I don't know. For uniqueness, I think this gets to be B tier. It's not very often that we see clones going underwater. All right, we're breaking into the Wolf Pack, and we're going to start off with Commander Wolf. I love Commander Wolf. It all comes back to Legos every time, but I had a Lego set with Commander Wolf that my younger brother destroyed, and I will never forgive him for it. Anyway, Phase 1 Commander Wolf looks awesome. As far as Phase 1 clones go, I think Commander Wolf might be one of the best, honestly. I think I like his first Phase 1 design more than his second one. I think the key difference here is just the helmet has been inverted for this other design. I don't know. I like the gray wolf, I think, over like the white helmet more than a gray helmet with a white wolf on the front. I don't know, but I will say I do like this kind of he kind of retains this inverted look for the rest of the show, and I think it does end up working more with like his snow attire. I don't know. I think Commander Wolf's snow attire looks, I don't know. As far as snow attire goes in this show, I think that it's pretty good. I don't know if I'd put it higher than B tier, just because I like his main designs more. Also, I'm sorry, Cody. I think I have to put Phase 1 Wolf a bit higher than Phase 1. Cody, I don't know. The inverted look, it doesn't really work as well for Phase 1 for me, but it does work for Phase 2. And in fact, I think that he might be our first S tier. Honestly, I love everything about Commander Wolf's design. I think that he has a unique helmet. He has gray markings, but it works because he's Commander Wolf. I think for Commander Cody, the gray just doesn't work because it just doesn't quite feel like him. But for Commander Wolf, it works because that's just like his thing. And so also his name's Commander Wolf, and wolves are usually gray, so it works. And I think that his Phase 2 design is awesome. So I think we have our first S tier. And I know I'm a little bit biased, but this is my list. Of course I'm biased. This is Old Man Commander Wolf, and he looks okay. He's a B tier for me. I don't know. All the Old Man designs I don't love because they don't really have armor. They're just kind of like in tank tops and stuff. Commander Wolf is definitely the best out of these, I think. Moving on to the Wolf Pack Trooper specifically. One thing I think is interesting is how the Wolfpack troopers used to be red, but they all changed their armor to gray after like the tragedy that was this episode. I like the Wolfpack troopers, and the red ones are okay. I do think gray suits the Wolfpack a lot better than red, though. So I don't know. I'll put this one in C tier. Red looks okay. We've got another red one. We'll just put them together. Yeah, the red looks okay. I think gray suits it better, and so I'm gonna put this gray one in B tier, above Old Man Commander Wolf. I think the same goes for this other Wolfpack trooper. They're similar. I like this one a little bit better. We got the Phase 2 Wolfpack troopers. I like the wolf design. They look clean. They look cool. I think the same can be said for pretty much every Wolfpack trooper. All of them have like little variations, which just makes them a little bit unique. All right, moving on. We've got Headphone Trooper. This guy looks like he's wearing headphones. You're not supposed to be wearing headphones. You're a clone trooper. You're supposed to be on the job. Why are you wearing headphones, man? What's going on? I don't know. I want to like this guy. I don't love his headphones though. They look a little goofy. They look a little silly. The headphones don't do it for me. All right, we got another Clone Commando. I kind of like it. I like the way that it looks more than the other two we've had. So I don't know. You know what? What the heck? Top of B tier. Yeah, why not? All right, we've got Commander Gree, and I love the Dark Forest green on him. I think it looks really good, and I'd probably put him at the top of C tier. When it comes to his Phase 2 design, this one looks awesome. I love the camo green with the silver helmet look. I think he just looks super cool. Is he S tier? I don't know. I think he's at least high A tier. You know, we're gonna put him at high A tier for now. I know that I ragged on him in my haircut video, which admittedly he has an atrocious haircut, but his design, like his armor itself, phenomenal, and it absolutely makes up for his wretched haircut. We got some more green clones. I'd probably put them in C tier. They're all fairly similar in my book. Commander Doom is super cool, and I recently learned that his design is based on Doctor Doom from the Marvel Comics. Yeah, we'll put him like right here. He's cool. I think the Phase 2 greens look cool. Probably, yeah, B tier, mid B tier. We got Commander Gray. I don't know if I'd put him above Commander Doom, but I'll put him towards the bottom of B tier. I don't know. He's good. He looks good. We got another like just random green clone. Yeah, whatever. These guys are dope. They're like kind of modeled on the Scout Trooper a little bit, and I can appreciate that. I like them more than the ARF Troopers. Mid B tier. Everyone's going to mid B tier. That's the place to be. Bottom of B tier. Everyone's going to B tier. Yes, we have another Headphone Trooper. Yes. I like you know what? I like the Headphone Troopers now. This one is cooler than this one. This one, the headphones just look so pronounced. This one, at least, like, it feels like he's got like an aesthetic going on, and he has like a specific color palette. So yeah, we'll give him that. I like Commander Fox. I mean, not actually, he's a jerk, but I like his design. I'm willing to put it in A tier. I like his Phase 2 version more, and I would put it probably right below Cody. I'm going to make a controversial decision and say that Commander Thorn has a cooler design than Commander Fox. I love Shock Troopers. Shock Troopers are very cool. I think that they deserve to be in A tier. The Shock Trooper just looks so dope. This guy, I don't know what his name is, but he is cool. I love like the ram horns on him. Yeah, he gets to be top of B tier. Look at that. C tier, C tier, C tier. How did this happen? How do I keep switching around Sorry, D tier is supposed to be down here. Okay, I apologize. Goodness gracious. I can't in good conscience put an ARC Trooper below an ARF Trooper. Are you kidding me? I would never. Actually, yeah, let's put the ARC Trooper here. C tier. Okay, this is probably one of the best commandos. This one goes to A tier. I love the just the helmet design on this one. It's cool. Commander Neo. Yeah, I think I don't have too much to say about him. Yeah, I think mid B tier. This guy, I really don't have any opinion on this guy. This guy gets to be just like C tier. I don't know. He looks fine. Commander Bakara, and I think he's kind of got like this this lamb chop thing going on a little bit. He's got like sideburns. It looks like his helmet looks like it has sideburns, and I can't ever shake that every time I see him. That being said, his armor is very unique, and I like it. I do like it. I like the sideburns look. It makes him very distinguished. I love the Galactic Marines specifically because they look like snow troopers. I love when Star Wars has things like slowly evolve into other things. in the same way that they have like the phase 2 helmets like look a little bit Stormtrooper like. I love that these guys also look a little bit Stormtrooper like, and I love that like they have kind of that Snowtrooper look going on with them. I think it is really, really clever. I think they deserve to be A tier. All right, everyone, I'm about to commit an atrocity. I don't like the way that most clone pilots look. I have a vendetta against clone pilots. All right, here we go. C tier, C tier, C tier, C tier, C tier, C tier, C tier. That's gonna anger a lot of people. I don't know. The clone pilots look okay. They look fine. You know what? Some of these are a little bit better than others. This is yeah. Okay. I apologize. They look okay. Like they're better than this guy. Yeah. I stand by it. It's interesting to see clone troopers that don't have like their face enclosed. It gives me like kind of rebellion vibes a little bit. Like these guys kind of look. This helmet looks like it's kind of what the Rebellion modeled their helmets on a little bit. I don't know. I think I prefer these over these, honestly. Now we have another Lego minifigure, if you might have noticed, and this guy is like these guys with the open helmets, but with a closed helmet, and I think that improves the design massively. I think that rather than low C tier, this gets to be high C tier. All right, I know. There is one clone pilot that I actually do kind of enjoy, and it's this guy. So let's give him his grace and let's put him in B tier. All right. Oh wait, this isn't even a clone pilot. This might be a gunner. Okay, never mind. I'm sorry, everyone. I don't even think this is a pilot. Dang it. I thought I was going to be throwing the clone pilot fans a bone, and then I just didn't. I'm sorry. I apologize. All right, we have the what do you call them? The disguised clones. Do you remember fighting these guys in Lego Star Wars? They were supposed to be in a scene in Revenge of the Sith, but it was cut. But I figured I'd include it anyway. And they get F tier because they're not even wearing armor. The disguised clone is just silly to me because like any Jedi who can use the Force is going to be able to find out that you're not a real Jedi. And so I can see why they cut it from the movie, because it makes no freaking sense to pretend to be a Jedi when you could just like shoot them. Commander Bly, I think he gets to be high B tier. I think phase 2 Bly actually does manage to creep his way into A tier. All right, we've got these clones who were in Jedi Fallen Order. I'd probably put him like right here. Got another ARC Trooper. I'm gonna put him at top of C tier. And then we've got another clone commando. We're gonna put him yeah, I think a high B tier. I like the gray and yellow together, actually. I think the gray and yellow is actually a color combination that I actually do like. We got some more it's like Star Corps troopers. I'd probably put them in like in the B tier area, probably. Commander Gregor, and he is probably my favorite clone commando. A lot of it just comes down to the fact that his armor is just like wrecked. A high A tier. That being said, I don't love the rest of Gregor's looks. He looks great in his like first appearance, but then after that point, I don't know. I put this one in the Bad Batch in C tier, and his Rebels attire, he looks awful. He doesn't look good. This is barely even armor. He's only wearing a belt. Gregor manages to get in A tier and F tier. Good job, Gregor. All right, Flame Trooper. I wish I liked it a little bit more. I think probably low B tier. These guys look awesome, okay? A tier, they look cool. We've gotten to the Bad Batch. And I think the Bad Batch actually have some of the coolest designs. I love Hunter's look. He looks so good. His knife, his helmet with like the skull on one side that like looks like his tattoo. I will say that I don't love his design as much in the later seasons. I still like the skull pattern, so I'd probably put this one like A tier. And I think his latest one might be actually his weakest. I just think it has like the least personality compared to his other ones, but it's still all right. I think probably high B tier. Wrecker, I like Wrecker. I put him in a high B tier. I think he looks good with a little bit of orange, so I'd probably put this one at least a little bit above his season 1. And once again, I think the season 3 one just is the least unique, so I'd probably put this one in C tier. Tech and his design, I like it. I don't love it. It looks all right. I think season 2 with the orange, I like the orange. on him, but I think it's just slightly better. They're both very similar. Echo, and oh my gosh, Echo has so many different designs. All right, so first version of Echo, pretty good. I think high C tier. Arc Trooper Echo, like a mid B tier. After that, we get Echo during the Bad Batch arc in the Clone Wars, around the same as his Arc Trooper look. And then we get into his Bad Batch looks, and I think that his Season 1 version is high B tier, with the Season 2 one not falling too far behind. I do miss the skull that's kind of on the armor with this one, but I mean, the helmet's largely the same. Everything's very similar. And then we have his latest one, which I think it's okay. I think it gets to be next to his original look. I think Crosshair is definitely up there. I'd probably put him maybe right below Gregor. I think he looks really cool. I don't love his Empire look, C tier. I don't know, I'd put this probably like, sure, lower B tier. But yeah, I think that he's worthy of being A tier. These two, very similar. I think the designs are okay. Probably mid C tier for me. All right, we got 332nd Trooper. I think he's probably mid B tier for me, just because he, I don't know. There's just like, I think the helmet just, it clashes with the rest of the armor, which, I mean, it makes sense in the context of the show. I think I'd probably put Vaughn just above. He looks cool. But I think that, once again, like the helmet just kind of clashes with the rest of their armor. We got the 501st, and I mean, blue is my favorite color, so there's a little bit of blue bias going on here, but I love the design of the 501st. I just think that they look awesome. The regular 501st Trooper, I think, is an A tier. Maybe that's a little too generous. I'll put him in B tier just for the sake of being more fair. All right, I'm just going to start rapid ranking these guys because they all look very similar. B tier, Tup, A tier, A tier, A tier. We have Oppo. As you can see, he has the arrow on the top of his helmet, and his name's Oppo, which is, a pretty not super subtle Avatar reference to the character of Appa. But yeah, Oppo gets to be A tier as well. Jesse, and I love Jesse's helmet because it has the Republic symbol on it. I think he should be an A tier. Now we have a few versions of 5s. Phase 1 5s, B tier. Arc Trooper 5s, A tier. And the final version of 5s, I would put also an A tier. All right, we have a Snow 501st Trooper, and I don't love the snow versions of the Phase 1 Troopers. I'd probably put this one in D tier. Phase 1 Captain Rex is going to B tier. I'm sorry, there's just not much about him that's that interesting. He's cool, but he's definitely B tier. Phase 1, he looks okay, but I don't know. Snow Captain Rex is worse though. He's definitely I don't know. At best, he's a C tier, I think. But Phase 2 Captain Rex, in my book, is S tier. He's S tier. It's true. I know that he's a popular character, but there's a reason, because his armor is awesome. Okay, he's got his double blasters, he's got his pauldron, he's got the markings on his helmet. He has the unique mixture of the Phase 1 and Phase 2 helmet. It looks amazing. Old Man Captain Rex, he's like a C tier for me. I like he's got the cool helmet, clearly. He's just kind of like wearing a tank top under his armor, and it just looks a little goofy. Endor Captain Rex looks okay. He's not wearing the helmet though, so I don't know. I think C tier for both of them. All right, we got the purple clones. This is the final Lego minifigure that I've used as a reference. Probably right here in the middle of B tier. I think they look cool. I think purple looks awesome on clones. We do get a small look at them in the Bad Batch, and so I'd probably put, this guy has a slightly different design than like the Lego one. I'd probably put this one at a similar level as well. So yeah. We have 99, and 99, I think he looks, I mean, as a character, I love 99. And the only armor that he has in this photo though is this like helmet that he's cleaning. So I don't know. I don't know if I can reasonably put him in a high spot when it comes to his armor. He's also not really wearing any armor. So I'm sorry, 99, but I'm ranking the armor here. You don't really have any. We have another headphone trooper. This one's less prominent in the headphone department, but I don't know. C tier. We have our good old friend Balding clone. The only armor he's wearing is a belt. So another F tier. He just fails at wearing the armor. We got these two guys, and they're fairly standard. I probably just put them in C tier. We have the Kaminoan clone. He looks like a shock trooper essentially, but just all gray. And I like the design of it. I think I like the shock troopers design, so I'd probably put this one like B tier, maybe high B tier. And last, but certainly not least, we have Hauser. Well, I do think he wins for having the freshest fade in the galaxy. I don't know if he wins quite in the armor department. I think he's definitely one of the strongest clones in the armor department. Don't get me wrong. I love the teal. I think the teal looks great. But I probably just put him like a solid A tier. Yeah, so our S tiers are Commander Wolf, Hunter, and Captain Rex. And then we've got some pretty solid A tiers as well. We'll just go through the whole list just down so you can see everything. I think this list is fairly solid. Obviously, I tried to get as many clones as I could, and I did this all off the cuff. So my opinions might change a little bit if I were to go back and look at this. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.